Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of City Skylines in our mass transit challenge. In the previous episode we have built the forestry industry and there are a couple of things that are still missing. For instance, we need garbage collection, so let's go ahead and actually organize that. Naturally, I want this to be a little bit separate from the rest of the industry, so we're probably gonna set this up right there. At the very edge, hopefully not contaminating the whole forestry industry. We can already see some garbage has accumulated actually. Another thing that you recommended me was actually to set up a bunch of warehouses. Now we shouldn't do too many since it is going to increase the traffic, but it should help us out in the long run in terms of resource distribution. I think a good spot for a couple of warehouses could be right here. We're gonna set up 2 of them and I believe we have to set what they actually store. We can, for instance, store some plain timber, that seems to be reasonable, and maybe in the other factory we're gonna store some paper. Yeah, these seem to be the 2 materials we are collecting, so maybe let's do something similar here on the other side. I'm gonna do maybe some of those. Actually they're gonna look weird here on the edge. So maybe I'm gonna set those up right here, 2 small ones. One is gonna be again for plain timber, and the other one for paper. That should be good. Now with that out of the way, let's let the game run a little bit and see if things are actually continuing to be a little bit bad with the train traffic. I did run into a couple of issues with the generic industry here. For the most part, of course, because the trains were acting up again. That is another thing we might take care of in today's episode. I guess another thing we could do is also set up some warehouses here in our farming industry, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Right in here we are going to store some animal products, and of course also they are complaining about water, little bastards. Now I'm going to try to record as much as possible today, but it is going to be a shorter episode since I'm still really hurting from my dentist's appointment. It is actually worse than ever today. If you didn't know, I had to take out one of my wisdom teeth and it was just extremely stuck in there. I even have to take some antibiotics and other medicine, and it just hurts a lot. But yeah, I don't want to complain too much, I just want to get things rolling. At least we're making still good money, and look at that, the Chestnut Park is already almost upgraded to the max. We had already almost 6,000 visitors just in between the episodes, that's amazing. Oh, I almost forgot about something. We cannot collect the garbage without actually integrating this into the district. Jeez. Looks like the generic industry is slowly but surely recovering. We also have almost all of the buildings upgraded again to level 3, so I'm glad about that. In terms of public transport, currently we have 3,500 people using the public transport every week. Not too shabby, that is more than 50% more public transport users than private vehicles. Well, actually way more than private vehicles. Of course, the vehicle count of around 2,000 or so, that also counts for trucks and everything. From the looks of it, at the moment we're lacking the workers and we also have a high demand for residential zoning. So I think that is the next thing we are going to take care of. We could go ahead and do some more residential zoning here on the other side. Let me actually see. This is actually a huge shopping district. So actually on the top here on the mountain, we might want to set up another district. I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. Of course, it's all gonna be divided with a park. So right here is where I would like to set up my park. We're going to introduce a road with bicycle lanes. Now, I need to do this carefully since this is very bumpy terrain. And I believe we kind of want to do this organically with the terrain as much as possible. So this is not going to be an optimized district, but it's going to have plenty of room for people to actually move in and increase our numbers. We're going along the ridge right here, taking a little curve. Actually, let's do this straight like so. And we continue into this road. Okay, that should be good. This is going to be the outline of our district. Now, this is already good with the park, it seems. That means we can go ahead and set this up. I want my main gate to be on this side, and then we have a side gate right here, if I can, already occupied. Yeah, there we go. There's a spot. We're gonna go ahead and connect these 2 pathways, a little wiggly, and then we take another pathway and do more side paths in order to set stuff up. Yeah, something like that should actually already do the trick. Okay, let's start with a plaza here, another plaza there. Oh, didn't mean to take apart the rock. We're gonna have some amenities such as restrooms. Actually, they're more like luxuries, I would say. Of course, we have our traditional chessboard and a trampoline park. Just absolutely necessary. We also have a playground here for the other side, and then a whole bunch of gazebos. 1, 2, and maybe another one here and over there. Let's quickly check the level. At the moment we have, wait, this is, there we go, 1020. So we need a bunch more gazebos and we're already done. I think we need to go to 1150 or so. So if we just add one more gazebo, another gazebo, and another one here, right there, this should have done the trick to get this. Yeah, no, it's the 4 points that we're missing again. So I had the same combination as in the other park. But that essentially just means one more gazebo and we're good. Okay, with that out of the way, it's time to give these bastards their deserved water. So I'm just gonna go ahead and outline this a little bit, and then we try to fill up the inside as well. The residential districts, fortunately enough, are always the easiest to take care of, you know. They only require a bunch of services and not much thought behind them in terms of traffic management. So I'm always glad when we can build one of those instead of an industry district, for instance. There we go. They have all the water right here. We are going to set up the garbage collection. Where do I have that? So another incineration plant. Wonderful. Let's also, actually I want to get the side roads going first before we set up too many services already. Let's first get a couple of intersections going. I want to make sure that every now and then we have an intersection that actually makes sense, not too close together, but also not too far apart. Otherwise, they have to drive forever on the outside of this district before they can get somewhere. So maybe another intersection here that is actually connecting, another intersection there that is connecting. I want to set something up here and there. Yeah, honestly, this is going to be fairly random, but as I mentioned, it is not gonna matter too much for the residential area. The main point is we get more people in the joint. Also gonna do something like that, and actually that. Oh yeah, I like that. You know, sometimes this organic stuff actually looks pretty good, I have to admit. Oh, this actually resulted in a tunnel, which I kind of like. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. However, I would like to connect this here as well. Wonderful. Have a connection here. That makes sense to me. And then, can we go down here? No, this is too steep. I can see that. However, we can go ahead and connect these two together. That should be wonderful. Add another road here. Add another road, let's say here. Then we somehow want to fill up the rest of this. And I think, yeah, I don't like that. Let's do something like that and then go straight over. That is much better. Okay, that's actually not too shabby. Still enough space for plenty of decorations, I would say. Okay, next up we have the services. We're going to need at least 2 things collecting the dead people. So, crematoriums it is. We're also gonna set up a child health center and an elderly care center or elder care center. And that is gonna go right here on the cliff in case people wanna exit, if you catch my drift. For the second time, I believe, I'm also gonna set up a sauna, and that's probably all they deserved for now. Well, I guess apart from the medical clinic, of course, we need to set that up as well. Then we're gonna have fire stations. I'm gonna try to put this a little bit in the center here, so that's good. We're also gonna have a police station here on this side. We are going to need a couple of schools, and that actually reminds me, did I set up schools in all the districts? Yeah, I think I didn't forget it in the other districts. But we're definitely gonna need 2 schools for this, at least the elementary school, and then we're gonna need a high school. 1 should be enough. We're gonna put that near the garbage collection. Students in that age shouldn't expect too much of the world, and I think that is gonna be a good lesson. Next up, I wondered, could we go ahead and continue the monorail? I think that would actually be a good idea. So they also have access to public transport, and of course that is going to increase the numbers again. And I think I want to set the monorail up here on the edge, and we're then going to continue along the road here. Now, where do we have to end up? The monorail at the moment is going all the way here. Can I move this over? No, I have to first move this building slightly if I can. Come on, just do me the favor. For 1 second, you have to move over. Space occupied. Maybe if I move up a little bit? No. That is too unfortunate. Yeah, looks like we're actually fighting against a slope here. That is really not good. I mean, I think I have no choice at this point. I will have to raise this up a little bit, but eventually I do want to continue the monorail no matter what. So that is just the way we're gonna have to do it. And then if we are lucky, we can do something like that. Can I move down? No, not even slightly. And connect this like so. Oh, actually that is kind of working out. Wonderful. Okay, so we are connecting these two like so, and everyone should be happy. Wonderful. Let's now try to move things again. Can I drag this stop all the way over here? That should be working. Okay, hopefully this time around we can create a new stop here. So please, I mean, people were happy about that, weren't they? Yeah, look at this. They're actually still halting here. Okay, so maybe that simply worked out and it's not very visible. Wonderful. Let's keep going. We want to go ahead and do the agonizing thing, which is painting everything, obviously. So all of that is going to be high density residential, and I'm just gonna risk painting everything in one go and we can actually observe how it develops. Okay, I think I got everything painted. Let's unpause the game and see this develop a little bit. We should see lots of buildings popping up, hopefully connecting the grid with the electricity. The question is just, do I temporarily want to speed things up a little bit? Oh, actually, before we continue, we need another district here, obviously. Never forget about that with this challenge. There we go. It's Pine Heights. Okay, actually a fitting name. Give me something good, Pine Heights. Did we already have takers here? No, not enough electricity. Okay, come on guys. Build and connect together. Of course the demand has completely vanished at this point. Okay, we might run into issues. I think I temporarily have to help them out a little bit with power connections. Though, that is really gonna suck. This is already connecting. Come on, there's not much missing. Come on, just a tiny building here would actually help me out. You can do it, guys. I believe in you. Oh, look at this. The park is actually already functional. This is good to know. Pine Meadows is working out phenomenally. Almost 1,000 people already. Well, that was exaggerated, but it's going there quick. Come on. Okay, we got everything connected now. Ah, wonderful. This is absolutely amazing. Now, only the high school is missing, but they don't really need electricity. They have blackboards and stuff like that. They can also profit from the daylight. I see no reason to really hurry this up. I think I've already seen buildings upgrading. Yes, indeed, they are upgrading. That is wonderful. So for the time being, I probably don't even have to do anything else. Now, the frame rate is really bad once again. Actually, my new graphics card arrived. However, I cannot get more than 28 FPS, and it is definitely the game, guys. It is not the graphics card. You need a good CPU for that. Hopefully the next generation city building game is gonna get that a little more under control. Now it looks as though soon we're gonna need a little bit more electricity, and I wanted to go with another one of these solar updraft towers. However, maybe we can just check out something else. Like having a nuclear power plant somewhere actually wouldn't hurt in my opinion, and this would fit perfectly in here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. Almost unlimited power for us, I would say at this point. At least it's gonna last for a little bit. So far the trains didn't have any more issues, so, you know, as long as I can avoid it, I'm not gonna focus too much on that. However, we still have lots of abandonment here. If that is because not enough workers, well, we can ignore it in this case, since I just took care of that. We should have plenty of workers at our disposal at this point. Also, let's check this out again. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. More passengers, even though the number at the moment dropped. Let me see. We dropped like by 200 people in terms of public transport usage, and we're also below the 10k mark in terms of budgets. But let's wait for things to develop a little bit, maybe even upgrade more housings. That would be great. They probably need more access to services, or yeah, it's probably the education again. That's always a thing. Yeah, it's actually not looking too shabby. I'm really fond of the forestry industry. For some reason this turned out really well, and it seems to be functioning too. Let's actually see, do we make some profits from it? 3,000, not too much, but as long as we're profitable, I actually do not mind too much. I just don't want to make minus, that's the main thing. Oh, I almost forgot, we need to raise the ticket price for Pine Meadows Park. We are making only 3,000 a week. This is unacceptable. I mean, for a park of this magnitude, look at all the people just passing through, wanting to get to their home, having to pay for that. Yeah, this actually helped a lot, increasing our weekly income by almost 5,000 for a short amount of time at least. Well, I guess at the moment it's fluctuating anyway, so it doesn't even mean anything. Still, lots of people who could move in. At the moment we have only 4k people in the joint here. Not good. I want to get my population up to 45k today. That would be great, and see what that does with our public transport. Would be great to get the public transport up to 4,000 people a week this time around. Wait, are you serious? And what are you doing here standing outside? Just help put out the fire, man. But check this out, this is insane. We already went up to 4 stars with the park. Ah, look at that, they just waited for it to burn down and then they went into it. That is insane, and now they have to be rescued. Gotta love this game. There we go, guys, we are rescuing you. Even though you shouldn't be rescued. Those genes shouldn't create next generations in my opinion, but it's not my place to decide. Ah, okay, now we're actually getting the upgrades. That is good. That is also gonna increase our population by a lot. Our weekly change at the moment is almost plus 200 people. Very good, people. They are upgrading like crazy, and we went above 300 weekly change in terms of population. That's exactly what I like to see. And they haven't even occupied all of the building spots just yet. So there's plenty of room for improvement. I really do believe at the moment we have enough industry/commercial districts. Is it raining the entire time, man? Please stop. Okay, the FPS went down to 30 already. This is crazy. Well, at least 30 is still somewhat smooth for this game. It doesn't really matter in a city building game, but as soon as we drop below the 30 mark, it's usually very noticeable. Is garbage gonna be taken care of? It should. How much is our capacity here? Oh, we're actually close to the limit already. But I think so far we can actually keep up. Cargo station here on the commercial district is actually holding up pretty well. And we also don't see an increase in traffic in the industry area down below. So maybe we actually took care of the problem more or less. Yeah, look at that. Not even the trains are struggling at this point, and all the abandonment has stopped as well. Did we already get to 5 stars here? No, just a little bit more to go. Oh, I wonder how many people went through our first park that we ever built. Where was that? Like right here, there goes my money. We had total visitors of over 600,000. Wow. Many people paid multiple times in order to go to work, and they did pay a lot. It's still actually making 20k profits per week. Did my profits go up with the Pine Meadows as well? Yeah, almost 10k. That's good. Look at these poor bastards. They all have to pay. I'm so sorry for that. At least some of them are still enjoying themselves around a weirdly placed info booth. I think if we let this develop for long enough, we will actually reach our desired target. At the moment, we already have almost 10,000 people living in this district, and you can see the traffic is really scarce. I mean, we still have the occasional private cars using the streets, such as these bastards, for instance. Anna Phillips, didn't I delete you in a previous episode already? Jeez, why is she coming back all the time? Oh, and there we go. Pine Meadows has already upgraded to the maximum. Wonderful, at 10,000 visitors. By now, we almost have 18 million in the bank, which is absolutely crazy. I don't think I've ever had this much money. But yeah, it looks as though we're definitely struggling a little bit with the garbage collection, though right now I think this is being taken care of. Let's just wait and see if that is really the case, because if we get some abandonment from that, that is absolutely not necessary. Already almost 700 people using this station here. Actually, they are waiting. No, I think they are all being picked up. Look at all the people walking around. I just love this challenge. Even though I do not take care as much of the details, you know. It's not necessarily meant to be a beautiful city. Actually, I should have done this challenge maybe entirely differently and not thought about looks at all. I mean, right now I'm still trying to make things look at least somewhat pleasant. But yeah, maybe we should have gone with a more symmetrical design so it's easier to route all the trains, etc. Anyways, I don't think we can keep up at this point with the garbage collection. So I'm going to add another road here. Can we do... well, we can somewhat do it. And then maybe we add another incineration plant here. It's a little bit too close for comfort to the rest of the buildings. And man, it's raining again. I feel like it's always raining. Thankfully, we can just toggle this off. We have a bit of sound pollution, but of course that was to be expected with a monorail station this close. We are going towards the 44k mark in terms of population. At 45k I'm actually going to be happy, and then we check again how many people are actually using the public transport. Look at that. I think my goals for the episode are going to be fulfilled. We already have almost 4k people actually taking the public transport. We finished emptying this building. This is always a little bit annoying with the cemetery, I have to admit. Yeah, looks like we got rid of the problem of not having enough workers. However, not enough raw materials seems to be the new issue. Do the trains not get there in time? No, train system seems to be working at the moment. I like that. Okay, we have plenty of them going around. What is the forestry industry doing? Okay, now we are... Oh, no, okay, that was just a little mishap there. We are still making profit. So sometimes I guess when the export isn't that good, in certain intervals we are making a little bit minus. Wonderful, we've reached our goal for the population in today's episode. Actually, 14,000 people already living in this district. This is absolutely amazing, and they only have one way to get to somewhere else. Maybe this time around I'm actually gonna set up a train station for passengers, so they would have the ability to go to other districts in a different way and maybe even more efficiently. Let's check the public transport number again. Come on. I want to see this go above 4k. That would be absolutely amazing. Looks like we also have lots of tourists already in the joint. Maybe we should go ahead and observe a bunch of stations. At the moment, yeah, looks like we can actually serve all the people except maybe those guys. They seem to... Wow, okay, there are a lot of people waiting here. Let me go ahead and check this line. Monorail line, we have 16 vehicles. Maybe we can up this a tiny bit. Let's go with 18. I just want to see these people actually get moved out of the... Is it raining again? Jeez, come on, just stop it. It just seems like some of these people never get the opportunity to actually get into the monorail. Actually, we could check this a little bit better. Let's see how many people we have waiting. Yeah, 700 people are waiting here. Can I drop this number a little bit? We dropped below 700 for just a tiny second here, but it looks as though generally it's only getting worse at this point. Actually, some emptier cars are following, so this might be getting better at this point. You go in there. Come on, just empty those out. Okay, it's looking not bad now. We are dropping below 600. Good. Okay, yeah, there we go. We reached our goal. 4,000 people are using the public transportation, and we have even more than we wanted in terms of population, and this is going to increase by even more. I mean, look at this. This still has lots and lots of potential. I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to support the video with a like, a comment, and maybe even subscribe if you haven't done so just yet. Thank you so much for everything. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.